You know, one thing I do want to touch on this topic is, you know, a lot of people may consider this topic superficial. Some people may think like, you know, it's all about the personality. It's not about the way you look. Humans will judge you based off how you look, regardless of if you like that or not. You could have the nicest personality in the world, but if you don't pass that initial test of you looking good, if you're looking presentable, you're probably not going to get the interview with the girl of your dreams right from the beginning. Today's video topic, I'm going to go over 3 ways that you can maximize your looks. So I'm not sure if you guys know my story, but when I was growing up, when I was young, I never gave a shit about how I looked. All the way to high school, I was invisible to women. And to tell you the truth, it got to a point where I thought that I was just inherently unattractive. And I thought that that's just how the world works. Some people are born attractive, some people are just born unattractive, and that's just the nature of how it is. It wasn't until I was 16 years old when I actually went to a proper barbershop, unlike Great Clips or Supercuts, those kind of places, which I went most of my life before that. Got my first proper haircut when I finally realized how much of a big difference a haircut can make. And it was after that day when I looked at myself in the mirror, I was like, you know what? If I actually tried, if I actually did take care of myself, I'm actually not a bad looking guy. And that was the beginning of my journey to upgrading my looks. And to tell you the truth, that's actually how I got into barbering too. It all started from there. But so tip number 1, get a nice haircut and grow facial hair. So the reason I put this as number 1 is because it's the easiest one to do. You could do it the same day if you find a good barber, find a good place, and instantly it'll make a huge difference on you. Kind of like my story back when I was 16, when I went into that barbershop and I walked out, instantly I feel like I went up a couple points in attractiveness on the scale. And one thing to keep in mind here that's important is you just don't want to just get any haircut. You want to get a haircut that suits your face shape and your head shape. And the best way to go about this is to go online, look at reference photos of people who have the similar head shape as you. There's this chart I found online too, which is kind of helpful. But if you do go to an experienced barber who knows what they're doing, book a consultation with them. They can sit you down. They can refer to you whatever haircut suits you best. And if you're in the Edmonton area, you already know where to go. Roche's room, I'll take care of you. If you come in here, I'll analyze your face shape, I'll analyze your head shape, and I'll give you the best haircut that suits you overall. And the second thing, growing facial hair. So I'm pretty sure everybody knows this nowadays. Like, every guy has a beard. Every guy who can grow a beard grows a beard these days. And there's a reason for that. If you're able to grow facial hair properly on your face, I would say that you will almost always look more attractive with facial hair. Unless you have wispy facial hair or your beard is just not thick enough, or you got like a dirty Sanchez going on. The other advantage too with having a beard is, let's say you're someone who doesn't have a prominent jawline or you don't have a prominent chin. What you could actually do is, by growing out your beard, you can actually give off the illusion that you do have a prominent jawline and that you do have a prominent chin. So that's one big advantage over that. If you're somebody that already has a strong jawline, already has a prominent chin, then you don't really have to grow it past that point. You can actually maintain just kind of like a 5 o'clock shadow or a little bit of a stubble, and you're still gonna look good that way. Okay, so tip number 2 is wearing nice clothing. When I say nice clothing, it doesn't always have to be super expensive. There's a lot of good places you can go. If you know what you're looking for, you can dress really nice on a budget. I would say dressing nice makes a huge difference on how you look. There's a few things to abide by. Wear clothes that actually fit you. So that's a big one I see with guys. You know, sometimes I see guys, you know, wearing clothes that are too tight on them, you know, and they look like they're about to burst out of their shirt. And I also see some guys wearing clothes that are way too baggy on them. So when you're picking out clothing, you want to pick clothes that bring out your best features. So if you do have an athletic build, wear clothes that are more muscle fit, that bring those out more. If you're somebody who is a bit on the overweight side, then you're gonna want something to be a little more loosely fitted, a bit looser in the belly and the love handles area. You can get a really nice outfit under $100 easily from the mall if you know where to look. So dressing nice isn't always about having a lot of money. It's not always about being flashy and stuff like that. Okay, so tip number 3 is fitness. The biggest transformation for me when it comes to my looks was putting on muscle mass. I feel like I was always a skinny kid growing up. I was like 120 pounds, 130 pounds, even up until I was 18, 19. And me putting on muscle mass only made me look older. It only made me look more like a man. And I mean, I don't even have to really say this. Everybody universally knows that, you know, a guy with muscle mass, a guy with a V-tapered physique is going to be more attractive. The reason I put it on the third is just because that one takes the longest, you know, because it's time consuming. You got to go to the gym, it's harder to do. Whereas getting a haircut and fashion sense, that could all be done within the same day. Fitness, I put it the last, but it's also one of the ones that make the biggest impact, I would say. Look at someone's face before when they were chubbier and look at their face when they lost weight. All of a sudden they got a jawline now, their facial structure, they got cheekbones now. Whereas when you're overweight, you can't even see that stuff. So if you follow these 3 tips, I can guaranteed get you from being anywhere like a 4 out of 10 to at least a 7 out of 10. And that's quite a big jump, I would say. You know, I do these videos on the fly. They're not really pre-planned or nothing like that. So, you know, I hope I put some jam-packed, knowledge in this video. And I'll be making more Looks Max videos. I'm gonna go more into detail on some of them. This one was just kind of like a rough overview on just my thoughts on it.